Hello, welcome to another episode of Memoir. I'm your host, Noellah Musundi. Over the past episodes when we started Memoir last year, you have heard stories of different women, different paths, different battles. But somehow, there is a connector across these stories. There's a shared thread where women have gone through tough phases, good phases, and also redefining phases. We've heard about titles that have been shaped by resilience. We've heard about chapters that have been defined by becoming, and symbols that women told us about that carry weight, carries memory, and carries meaning in their personal story. And today, for the first time on Her Memoir, I, Noellah Musundi, I step into that same space, not as the host, but as a woman who carries a story too. Today's episode 11, it's a special episode that is a reflection, a very quiet acknowledgement that every wonderful, remarkable woman you have seen on this platform is still writing her story, including myself. My story is weaved through chapters. I'm also still writing that story.
The candle and the storm. And why the candle and the storm? Because the candle is me, yeah? And the storm is the environment in which I operate in. I operate in an environment of crisis and certainty. And in that environment, I am able to create order, to brighten the lives of others, and to bring hope.
Was a book, I would call it Delayed, Not Denied.
The one who never gives up?
Building in resilience.
Building in resilience.
Yes.
Fighting the stigma, because that is what I've been working on. Just the name of this project, This is Home, Where Truth Heals.
The discovery.
A discovery.
The discovery phase.
I will pick a lion. The king of the jungle, not the lioness.
The lion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we remembered you told us you were always the tomboy. Tell us why,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, because I'm not afraid of anything now.
Okay.
A daisy flower. Why?
Of course.
A daisy flower. Why a daisy flower?
I am a teacher and I do teach art. So in my classes, I tell my students, embrace your name.
And you've just seen a reflection and a mashup of the different responses to these three questions. And as I said, this is an episode where I'm not a host, but also I'm a woman with a story. And I'm just thinking, if my life were a book, what would be the title and why? I think the title, I'll call it Built in the Fire. Yeah, I think I love that title. Built in the Fire. Because the strongest parts of me were not formed in comfort. It was not at peaceful moments, but most of my life phases and pillars, they were tested in many different ways. Things I believed in were tested, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, a lot of things were tested. I was built in the fire. These moments stretched me. They broke me. They tested my faith. I'm a Christian, so they really tested my faith. They forced me to rebuild with purpose, clarity, and strength. So yes, my book, and I hope one day they say what you proclaim, this tongue is powerful. May I one day write a book titled Built in the Fire. And if my life were a memoir, the title of my current chapter would be, let me see, my current chapter. I think I'll call it Double Trouble, Double Transformation. It's been series of double troubles, double trouble, double trouble, double trouble. But every double trouble has brought double transformation. Life has come at me from different angles. Angles that ideally will break anyone. But instead of breaking me, this double trouble, they stretched me and forced me to evolve toward double transformation. So yes, the chapter, I'll call it Double Trouble, Double Transformation. Symbol. What symbol represents my journey? Wow, that's an interesting one. A symbol or something that represents my journey. I think that would be, I can equate my personality and my journey and where I want to get. I can equate it to an African phoenix. You know about the phoenix, the bird, but then there's the African phoenix. Because it's just not about the idea of rising. When you look at the African phoenix, like the wings, it's always rising. And for me, it's just not about that idea of rising. It's about where am I rising from? Am I rising from the double trouble, but, becoming stronger and rising through it? Am I rising towards my double transformation? So I find the African phoenix to be the perfect object or symbol that represents my journey. If you're familiar with birds, the African phoenix carries fire, and that's why there's usually those red lines, in it, or feathers. It carries fire. And for me, it's the fire I see. I see memories. I see ancestry. I see rebirth because, it's a rebirth to my double transformation. It is a symbol that represents a cycle of falling, of burning, of temptations, of trials, but most critical, moments of rising again. And each time I've risen, like the African phoenix, there's always some wisdom that has come with that. I've become wiser. I've become stronger, whether in faith, in spirit, physically. I've become so grounded in my identity as Noellah Musundi. The identity that makes me sleep peacefully, makes me wake up every day to want to be me, Noellah. So my journey has had, yes, the moments that ideally will consume me. But like the phoenix, I have learned that fire does not only destroy, fire also has the potential to refine. There are a lot of metals that have to be burned for them to transform into a final beautiful, expensive metal. So like the phoenix, yes, I've been burned, but not for destruction. I've been burned for refinement. And as we get ready for our season finale next week, episode 12, I can't believe it. It's already been 11 episodes, and now we're talking about season finale of her memoir. As we're getting ready, today I step forward to share my personal story. A story that I've been writing, that I'm still writing, and I know I will be writing in the years to come. These are chapters that I have lived, the battles I have rarely spoken about, personal battles, career battles, business battles, spiritual battles. Name them. The becoming behind this woman you see, not your host today, but a guest on her memoir. It is my memoir. It's interesting, I've been introducing different episodes and they talk about your story, your strength, your memoir. Today, my story, my strength, my memoir.